thanks for tuning in again. Hope you enjoyed last week's video as we looked at the top 5 reasons you should be staying at the Portofino Bay Hotel. Today we're going to continue on in that series, and we're going to look at the top 5 reasons you should be staying at the Hard Rock Hotel. This is another one of Universal's premier resorts. It's one of my favorite resorts, and I've stayed there a few times, and every time I stay, I enjoy it. And I come back to it for the same reasons every time. And I'm just going to go over a list of those things, but I'm going to put them in an order. This was a tough one to do. I had a really difficult time figuring out what's the right order for these things. I mean, all 5 of these reasons are good reasons and could easily qualify for the number 1 reason to go. So I've given you my opinion, what I think are the top 5 reasons to go there, and I'll put them in order. So let's get right to it.
Number 5.
As is everything with Universal Orlando lately, theming is fantastic. They have upped their game tremendously. I think they've always been pretty good with theming, but it seems as though they've taken it to a next level. And in improving on that theming, they've really closed the gap that they had with Disney. Forever, Disney was just the only real reason to come to Orlando for a theme park, and then, 20, 30 years ago, Orlando came on the scene, or Universal came on the scene with Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. And after a rocky start, they've really kind of closed that gap, and in particular with the addition of the Harry Potter areas, the Hogsmeade section of Islands of Adventure, and then Diagon Alley recently in Universal Studios. The theming, though, is I think the one thing that has really upped the game, and they've closed the gap quickly. We already know of a new theme park that's going to be opening called something along the lines of Fantastic Worlds, and my guess is after Disney's recent opening of Galaxy's Edge that Universal will take on that and even expand upon that. And I think in Fantastic Worlds we're going to be seeing something maybe the likes of which we've never seen before. I'm really excited about that. 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, they opened up Volcano Bay, and no one really disputes that of every water park in Orlando, this is easily the best one, superseding what Disney's done with Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. But we're talking about a hotel now, and I think we're talking about what many people probably consider their favorite hotel, though it's not mine, probably my number 2. I think it's an amazing hotel. Like I've said, I've stayed there before. In fact, it was the first Universal hotel that I ever stayed in. And we're talking about that 5th reason, which is theming. If you've ever been there or you've ever seen pictures of it, you know what I'm talking about. But even if you haven't, go on YouTube. There's hundreds, literally hundreds of videos that just give you tours of this hotel. You can see on the green screen behind me what I'm talking about. They have amazing theming that goes on here. You walk into the lobby and you don't really feel like you're in what you would expect from a Hard Rock hotel. I kind of get the feeling that most of us, if you're like me, and I am a musician, spending the bulk of my life in live music of some form or another. And when I think back to, or when I think of what I expect from a Hard Rock hotel, I don't expect the posh elegance that I get when I walk into the lobby. It's the coolest thing with the projection clock that's on the floor and the really 5-star resort quality feel that I have when I go into the lobby. It's just themed beautifully, and it's one of the rare instances where it can scream elegance and hard rock all at the same time, and they've done it beautifully. You could walk anywhere and everywhere in this hotel and you feel like you're in a 5-star resort. But even that goes really not to the point of theming. They designed this hotel to look like a Southern California retreat. They've shipped in the sand from Southern California. They've shipped in certain palm trees that are prominent in California. The stucco feel of the wall. In fact, if you look at the Eagles cover of the album Hotel California, there's a strong resemblance to what you see at the Hard Rock Hotel. I really think they've done an amazing job. But it's not just that. I mean, for years they have the spinning guitar that's on the grounds that's just awesome and amazing. But there's even the guitar fountain that I think transports you into something that's unique. You really can't find this feel anywhere else. And they've done a great job. It's a popular hotel. It's always crowded. And of the 3 premier hotels they have, though it's not the most expensive to stay in, there are times when it actually is. And I'm not too sure why that is, other than that Universal's PR department know what they're doing and have figured out when people really want to stay there and have maximized that opportunity. Good for them. Like I said, I've stayed there a few times and I'm never disappointed with the theme. I always feel transported somewhere else, and that's what I want from theming. Whether I'm inside, in the lobby, in the rooms, outside, by the pool, on the grounds, doesn't matter. I feel like I'm somewhere else, and I like that. So the fifth reason that I think you should be staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, just the overall theming. Universal, once again, has done a great job with it. And in this hotel, there's no shortage of it.
Number 4.
This is one of the best pools I've ever seen. It's one of the best pools I've ever been a part of. What makes it so great is not really, to me, the underwater sound. I mean, I think that's cool, but it's still just sound underwater, and no one's gonna go underwater and hold their breath to listen to music. So it's a cool feature and it's a nice element. But that's not really what does it for me. But that slide, the pool slide at this hotel, amazing. And I've been on the slide a number of times. In fact, even when we go to Orlando and we stay on Universal's property, Royal Pacific or wherever, we always spend a day and we travel over to do this pool just so we can do the slide. And there's no limit to how much you can do it, and it's great. It's a ride in and of itself, and you can spend a day at this pool just hanging out, having food, drinks, whatever it is that you want. Let the kids go play in the pool. You can go play in the pool. Just a great, great place. The ambiance, again, is great. It fits with that theming. Plenty of cabanas if that's your thing. There's privacy, there's hot tubs, you name it. Hard Rock Hotel has it. And I think they've done a great job with this pool. Their restaurant service that comes to poolside, and so you don't have to do anything other than lounge about the pool all day if you want to do it. And you should do it. It's a fun day, and it's a nice break from the monotony sometimes as some of us older parents deal with the theme parks day in and day out. Listen, I don't have to sell you on this. If you're watching this video, it means you're already interested and you probably already know about the pool. I'm saying it lives up to the expectations. It's a huge pool. In fact, from the pool standpoint, I think I don't know if it's the biggest or not, but I like it the best. I like it better than either of the other premier resorts. In fact, I like it better than any of their resorts. It's the best pool, in my opinion, that Universal Orlando offers. So the pool, and all the things included with the pool, is the number 4 reason that I think you should be staying at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Number 3.
The Express Pass. I don't need to talk a lot about this. In every video I've done up to this point, I've talked about it, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. As one of the 3 premier resorts that Universal offers, you get the Express Pass included in your stay. Yeah, you have to pay a little bit more for the room, but you're getting more with the room. Any one of the top three premier hotels, whether it's Portofino Bay, the Hard Rock Hotel, or Royal Pacific, which we'll be covering next week, any one of those 3 gives you the Express Pass with your ticket. They're a little more expensive than the other resorts, but it's worth it. And when you put the value together, considering that everybody in your party gets the Express Pass, it's a game changer for the vacation. I say it every time, I'll keep saying it. The Express Pass changes the nature of the vacation when you're at Universal Orlando Resort. I don't know that I'd stay at any of the other resorts for any reason other than to say I've stayed there. I'd spend the extra $100 a night or whatever it winds up being, depending on where you stay, for the Express Pass for the members of my family. I think the value supersedes the lack of. What I'm trying to say is the Express Pass is the game changer in the vacation. Stay at one of these hotels that offers it, and Hard Rock is another one that does. So the 3rd reason you should be staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, the Express Pass.
Number 2.
Location, location, location. Let's face it, this is the closest resort to the theme parks. It's about a 5-minute walk from the door to the entrance at Universal Studios. I've timed it before, and going from your room to the ticket counter, about 6 minutes if you walk briskly. But why would you do that when you can just take another 7 or 8 minutes and enjoy the view? Because it's beautiful. The path is outstanding. You get to see the water taxis going by. You get to see just the water in itself. You can people watch as you're coming along the path. You see City Walk opening up, and you see the arches for Universal. You see the Hulk off in the distance. You see the Universal globe. It's a great walk. Take it in, enjoy it as part of the vacation. But this location is the best they have. It's the closest resort they have to their theme parks. I think I've said that, and I've said it again for a reason. There's value in that. Less time walking, less time on the water taxis, less time traveling is more time enjoying. Unless you're me, I actually enjoy the water taxi and the walking. I actually find more enjoyment there than I do probably anywhere else. I just like taking it all in. Something about being there is where I find the value. And I get the feeling that there's a lot of people who feel the same way as me. They want to take it all in. For me, maybe the water taxi ride from the hotel or from the resort to the park is one of my favorite things about Universal. I don't trade it for anything. And then on the way back, sometimes I'll say, well, do we want to walk or do we want to take the taxi? And I find myself wanting to walk just for the experience of doing it. Now, when you're my age and you walk a theme park all day, the last thing you want to do is walk back to the hotel, and yet Universal's found a way to make me want to do that. That's saying something. Location is the second reason you should be staying at the Hard Rock Hotel. You can maximize your stay that way. You can maximize your time and the value of your time spent. And it's just a great, great place. So that's the number 2 reason. Well, before I get to the number 1, I'm going to give you an honorable mention. Now, this might be a little lackluster to some of you, but it isn't to me. The kitchen restaurant, in and of itself, to me is good, but nothing great, unless you're talking about breakfast. For $20, they have a breakfast buffet that is second to none. Fabulous. It's unbelievable, frankly. You can go there and eat as much as you want, as often as you want. It's fantastic. A waiter or waitress comes and gives you tables, takes your order, and there you go. And they have anything and everything you could want from a restaurant or a resort restaurant at a breakfast buffet. They have an omelet bar. Listen, I don't have to belabor this. There's plenty of videos and information you can find online about this buffet. But I would encourage you to do it. Every time we go to Universal, we make the trek over, if we're not staying there, and have breakfast one morning at the Hard Rock before we go spend a day at the parks. It's worth it. It's a little expensive. I guess for a family of 3, you're talking $60 to $70 before tip, because you're paying $20 a person plus whatever you get to drink. And that might be pricey, but it's worth it. To me, it's worth it. I'm on vacation. I want to be lavished upon a little bit, and this is one of those things that I enjoy. So we always do it. So my honorable mention is have breakfast at the kitchen at least once during your stay. But that's the honorable mention reason for you to be staying at the Hard Rock. Well, before I get to the number 1, let's recap the top 5 so far. Number 5, the theming. I've already told you all about it, so I don't need to recap it. It's just great. No matter whether you're inside or outside, you feel like you're in a 5-star rock and roll hotel, and you don't feel like that all at the same time. It's fantastic. You feel like you're in the lap of luxury in a unique way. They've really captured that, and it's awesome. Number 4, the pool, and in particular the slide of the pool. It's a ride in and of itself, and it's a great way to spend a day not going to the theme park if you want to just chill out and relax. Number 3, the Express Pass. And like I said, I don't need to talk a lot about that. You already know what it is, you already know what it does, you already know if it's worth it, and it is. Number 2 is the location. Closest hotel to the theme parks that they have on site. I don't need to say anything else about that. That's perfect. So here it is.
Number 1.
The number 1 reason you should be staying at the Hard Rock Hotel? The Memorabilia. Maybe you're thinking, really? That's your number 1 reason? Yeah, that's my number 1 reason. It's like a museum with bedrooms. It's really kind of cool. And there is no limit to what they have, and they're changing things out all the time. They actually have a vault where they have all of this rock and roll memorabilia that they can interchange all the time throughout the hotel to keep it fresh. That's amazing to me. And it really doesn't matter what your favorite type of music is, whether you like hard rock or soft rock or classic rock or pop. There's something there that you can appreciate, from Elvis to the Rolling Stones to Kiss to Judas Priest, the Beatles, you name it, they've got it. I went to the website, the Hard Rock Hotel website, to bring up some of the things they have, just to give you an idea. They actually have a section of their website that's dedicated exclusively to all the memorabilia. That should tell you something. You can go online and find videos that take you through the vault and show you all the stuff they have. They have a full-time curator there. It's really amazing. You can get clothing from the Rolling Stones with information about it, guitars from the Beatles, clothing from the Beatles. They have what John Lennon wore, I think, in the Hard Rock, it's a Hard Rock's Night movie, A Hard Day's Night. I think I don't, as a Beatle fan, you think I'd have got that right the first time. Paul McCartney's classical guitar that was given to him as a gift. They have clothing from Carrie Underwood and Lady Gaga. They have Shakira's clothing, and it's all over the place. You get off your elevator on whatever store and there's something there. And Jennifer Lopez clothing. They have just so much stuff there that you really feel like you're in a museum. And if you're a music guy like I am, you really find a great appreciation for that. I don't have to talk a lot about that. Go see for yourself. Check the pictures out online. Enjoy what I have for you on the screen. Check out the videos, watch them, do whatever you're gonna do. Like I said, if you're watching this video, you're already interested in potentially staying here. So you're gonna have no problems doing a little more research and finding some more information than I'm able to give you. You should do that when you're gonna spend this kind of money to stay here. Listen, the pricing is not cheap, but it's not crazy if you go the right time of year and you stay a little bit longer. Again, the stay longer, play longer rate is the way to go when you're staying at Universal Orlando. The longer you stay, the less you pay, and that's a great, great thing. Like I said, Universal's maximized their appeal to the longer stay vacation. It's a fantastic place to stay, and this hotel will not disappoint you.